What's going on, guys? We are back once again, and we are going to be talking about another show that's been making a lot of headway. And today we are going to be talking about Ted, the series. Now, again, this is a prequel based off of the two movies, Ted 1 and Ted 2, about Ted and John when they were, I would say, younger. Apparently, Ted has only been in the works, I would say, 8 years at this point. He's still relatively very young. Johnny's like in his teens. He's 16, so this is based on when he's in school and dealing with his parents, his cousin, just all the normal stuff. Now, I will say overall, there was things about this series I did enjoy. It does have your normal jokes, whether it be from politics to sexual jokes to trying to date, trying to just do all this random stuff. Right now, I will say some of it kind of took me out of the series a little bit, and the reason why is because I felt like that some of the series, honestly, some of it was either just not interesting or cringe, or I really don't know how to say it, because the very first episode I think was probably one of the best ones. You have where throughout the entirety of the first season, where Ted is trying to, I guess, do whatever in life. He tries drugs for the first time. He does all this crazy stuff, right? So even John having to bring up, him being a virgin, him never having pot or drinking or any of this other kind of stuff. So it was really kind of interesting, and then especially learning about his parents, between Maddie Bennett and Susan Bennett, because his dad is apparently a Vietnam vet. He's really set in his ways. He's kind of, I don't know. I didn't really like his dad. I feel like his dad was a major prick. He really was set in his old ways, to where around that time frame, he acted like he knew everything. He was kind of a really big wuss, and he was kind of really just a pain in the ass. And then we get to meet his cousin Blair, who she's in college. She apparently sells pot on the side, which is really funny because that's how they get caught in the first episode. And then later we find out in the series that she's gender fluid, which was kind of weird because, again, before anyone loses their mind, I know this was a thing before it actually came out, but again, I felt like they were trying to put actual things that's going on now and then trying to put it into the 90s, because when it gets revealed that she's in a relationship with her roommate, and then Maddie's toy truck comes to life, and then he's all against this and taking his side, and then revealing that the truck's gay and all that kind of stuff. It was just really like silly stupid. It was one of those, like, you can't really help but laugh but not take it so seriously, to where it's like, all right, come on, really? So it was just kind of boring. And then there was one episode where I think Ted and Johnny was prank calling his bully, and then actually caring about what his bully did, and saying, oh, well, we're your father, and it was really kind of stupid. I just did not care for it. I think it was really cringy and boring. And then some of the stuff that I felt like that they could have done to make it better, they did to a certain degree. Like, there's one point where Ted goes to church and he believes he's the reincarnation of Jesus, and he gets into a argument with the pastor, and he just goes like, well, you're not this, and then he presses the whole I love you. He's like, your move, Friar Tuck. It's just it's stuff like that makes me laugh. And then also how you have this one popular girl who is like the it girl, right? And she's making fun of everyone, and then Ted's mom actually comes to try to teach, and she's making fun of her, so Ted destroys her in front of just the entire class, in front of everybody. So that was pretty hilarious. And then also seeing how Ted's trying to get a not Ted, but Johnny's trying to get a girlfriend for the first time and have a relationship, and we see that. And then we also see how Ted took Blair out for Halloween, which was a funny episode, and there was something in there because apparently Johnny's mom was trying to help with trying to have him hang out with somebody because he was not there. Ted was not there with Johnny. He was with Blair to help her for driving, which was hilarious. And what's really funny is that you have this random guy show up, and he's saying that he's someone's son, right? So he's being really weird with Johnny. And at the tail end of the episode, this other kid shows up and says that he's the son of whoever that his mom knows, and that was really weird. So it was like, who the hell was this guy? Like, no one. He was just really weird. He was like did drawings of like sex. He had like, he took a bath in their house. This guy was just really off the walls crazy. There was a lot of '90s feels here between the music, between especially some of the costumes they had on the Halloween episode, or having Zega in the background, having going to the movie store, which again I'm surprised they didn't try having making it like a Blockbuster, but it was in remembrance to Blockbuster. So again, Ted the series, probably 1 out of 10. I don't know. I want to say I give it maybe. It wasn't perfect. It did make me laugh. It got serious at times. Probably 1 out of 10. I want to give it maybe a 6.5. I think that's fair. There was things about it I just didn't care for, or just didn't interest me. I was more focused on Johnny and Ted because, again, I enjoyed those characters. I did enjoy Blair's character to a certain degree because, again, it just seemed like she was the highly educated hippie slash older sister figure that John really needed. And it's also kind of funny how they never really brought up how oh, don't do drugs, and it's like, what does Johnny do? He does drugs later on. Same thing with having him reading a porno for the first time. Then it's like, oh, don't get addicted on that or whatever, and then look what happens. He got addicted to it. It was just certain things that was going to lead up. Now I feel like that this series was missing two things. One, I was really wanting to hear the Thunder Buddy song, because we kind of got at the very end of the last episode of season 1 to where they heard thunder and Ted looks in at Johnny's like, get the car. So they're going to be making it, but I thought he would have made it when he was like in his pre-teens or something like that. So I was a little disappointed on that. Also, I kind of felt like that they should have had Mark Wahlberg do like the overview, sort of like a young Sheldon / Everybody Hates Chris type of vibe. So we'd be able to hear Mark Wahlberg talk about his character rather than getting some random narration. But that's just my personal opinion. But either way, guys, what is your personal opinion of Ted the Comedy Series? I enjoyed it, like I said, to a certain degree. There was some of it I felt like that was just not needed, or it was kind of cringy, or just was plain out stupid. I felt like the comedy outdid the funny for the most part, but overall I just kind of feels like it was just there. There wasn't so much to where it was like, oh yeah, it's so bad, or oh my gosh, I can't watch this. No, I can still watch it, and I still want to watch it. It's just, was it the best? Possibly not, but it was still a good show regardless. But what was your overall thoughts, guys? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you as always on the next one.